Well, hello, I'm Joe Walensky, and I am the conference director for the UX Writer Conference, and that's going to be coming up in July on Tuesday, the 21st. And one of the fun things I get to do is talk to our many speakers, and today I'm visiting with Reine Solomon. Hello, Ren, how are you doing today?
I'm great, Joe. How are you doing?
It's like sort of a so-so day in Bellingham, Washington. Where are you talking to me from?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and it is nice and hot here, a little bit humid.
Well, it's glad to have you as part of the event. It's always fun to be able to bring together people virtually from different parts of the world. And why don't you just start by telling us a little bit about the type of work that you do and how you found your way into what you're doing?
Yeah, so how I found my way into what I'm doing is actually quite a funny story because I started my career in college, as a broadcast journalism major, but I was a person who wrote content for the web, and I kind of fell into it because a family of friend owned a website design firm, and the rest is history. Essentially, I started to do a lot of contract and freelancing work, writing content for the web, as they say, because I did have an emphasis on writing for the electronic media in college. And after that, after the contracting and freelancing, I started to work in non-tech companies as a tech role. So in UX, so I had the job title UX content writer or UX copywriter at IHG. I also was a online editor or online content strategist at Home Depot. I have done that job also at AT&T. And then I made the leap into tech full time when I joined Mailchimp, and I was there for almost 4 years, got promoted into management there, went into Squarespace, Calendly, and more recently Figma is where I spent almost 2 years helping with their billing remodel because everybody knows that Figma went from 4 products to 8 and also changed to seat-based pricing. So that was something that was really exciting to help with. That journey was exciting to build scalable frameworks for a very large, heavy lift project. And my bread and butter has typically been joining a company as one of a small team or one of the first people to join to help establish the discipline of content design. How do we scale and measure the impact of content design? How do we ensure that we're making a name for ourselves and getting a good seat at the table? But that has been my bread and butter, and that has been my career walk. So yeah.
Well, that's kind of an amazing amount of activity in what's essentially an early part of your career. So I'm pretty impressed, and also that it just started while you were in college. It doesn't always. Sometimes we in this profession, it takes us a while to find out, how to get where we want to go. But it looks like things kind of fell in place for you.
Yeah, it did. It was interesting. I fell into it because I was like really one of those people who wanted to be in journalism. I really wanted to be in the world of broadcasting journalism, writing scripts and producing and editing, even possibly. But then I found out how much work goes into getting into that career, how much like how focused you have to be on just the goal of work of the work and how little money is exists in it and how much sacrifice has to be made at the beginning of the career. So yeah, I fell into this job kind of beautifully. It was destiny, I would say, just because I happened to know somebody who liked my writing and it just fell into where I was supposed to be.
Well, I'm glad it worked out for you and happy to have you as part of the conference program. And the topic that you're going to present is entitled From Copy to Code, How UX Writers Can Harness AI Without Losing Their Voice. So tell us a little bit about how you came around to that topic and what we can expect to learn from it.
It's so funny because I feel like everybody's kind of tired of talking about AI, 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 AI. It is the subject of most conversations when you are in tech right now because good, bad, and ugly, it is the center of our world right now. And it is changing the way we communicate, it is changing the way we work, it is changing the way we live. And I think it's very important for content designers who are at the cusp of this very, very transformative period in tech, in our world, not just in tech, but in our world, to harness the power of AI and learn learn how to use it to our benefit and prove that it is a tool and not a replacement. I think that's one of the most important things. So how do we harness this power? How do we harness this tool to ensure that we can show that it is a tool that we can use to help us in our workflows, to help us produce the best work we've ever produced in our careers? How can we do that? So I think that's one of the most important things about my talk is it's proving that you can harness this work and still be yourself and still write for yourself. You can still use it as a thinking partner. So that is the major reason why I chose this topic.
Well, you mentioned it, people have been, it feels like we've been talking about AI a lot, and we certainly have for the past few years. But I feel like this last year, we're at a point where now we're starting to hear the lessons learned about the actual way to get things done and to, how to do things efficiently, to optimize, to do it with quality and with ethics. So I think this is a good time to, have specific topics like you're going to bring to us, about doing it with, as you say, without losing your voice.
Yes, I think it's super duper important to remember to keep yourself grounded in your humanity when you're working with the supercomputers that are just like in the palm of our hands. So, how do we maintain our humanity? How do we maintain control of the narrative when we're working with with these extremely powerful tools? That's the focus of my talk. And then also like, don't be intimidated by this work. Don't be intimidating by like don't be intimidated to build, to experiment, to play. That's the focus of it because a lot this is, like I said, it's such a transformative time. It's such a pivotal moment in humanity where we have this extremely amazing technology, but it's scary because it's being kind of like in some ways misused, used to justify layoffs and essentially, affecting the livelihoods of amazing and brilliant people around the world. And it shouldn't be like that, unfortunately, but it's sucked the joy out of being able to play with this new technology that should be giving us this opportunity to like essentially explore a new frontier of humanity.
Well, it'll be good to hear your spin on this and be able to think about how we can bring it into our own work. And I appreciate you taking the time to, chat about your topic and also tell us a little bit about yourself. And we'll see you next month at the conference.
Yeah, thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks a lot, Ryan.